What is going on, guys? Sid here with another installment of Spooky Season Specials, Spooky Warmups. Guys, obviously it is not spooky season. Guys, it is literally halfway to Halloween, however, right? So, we are in Bones of Halloween for a second day in a row. Guys, so last time we were playing this game, I believe my high score was probably around like 77, right? And the premise of this game is like pretty straightforward. I got it for like $2, right? And you're literally just in a forest, and the only thing that you have to do is kill a whole bunch of zombie jack-o'-lanterns, right? I think that's what it is, right? Or skeleton jack-o'-lanterns. I think I like the phrase skeleton jack-o'-lanterns better. Guys, it's an indie game. It's a shoot-'em-up. It's a first-person shooter. Guys, the only thing you have to do, right, on the map, on the screen, just kill as many of these guys as possible. You kind of remind me of, it was that Goosebumps special back in the 90s, right? I think it was like Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, right? I believe with Shane and Shauna, right? I'm going way back into my memory bank, right? So if this is ringing a bell to any of you guys, any of the 80s, 90s kids, right? Yeah, there you go, right? So it's like skeleton jack-o'-lanterns, right? And you want to kill as many of these bad guys as possible, right? So it's really cool, really dope. A couple of them are pretty randomized. Some of them shoot laser beams, some of them have axes, some of them have arrows, right? Some of them explode. It's pretty freaking cool, right? But obviously the graphics are kind of dated, not that big of a deal. The fun factor definitely is there, especially if you go in with like low standards, right? So that's exactly what I'm doing. And definitely after FIFA 23 today, after I dropped the most recent FIFA 23 video, guys, I am completely turned off from that game, right? I mean, I've been grinding for years upon years in that game mode, FIFA Ultimate Team, and I think we are coming to the point where the game is just like tiring the hell out of me, right? And I really just need like infinite amounts of palette cleansers, right? Too much grinding, because when you're playing a pay-to-win game, right? Literally a pay-to-win game for the majority of the year, and you're grinding to catch up with the other pay-to-win people, right? Eventually, it does break you down, right? It breaks your will, right? Especially when your gambles in the game does not pay off. So what better way than to basically just pick up some randomized weapons on the screen, right? And yeah, guys, shoot some skeleton jack-o'-lanterns and choose a fortune card, right, with some randomized power-ups or health boosts or whatever it may be, right? So the last time we had a go in this game, basically we hit 77 kills, right? 77. I've been averaging anywhere from 16 on the first day I played this game. I was like averaging like 16, and then my final best score of the day was like 77. Then today I got into like some warm-up matches, right? And then I was averaging, I want to say like 32, right? So I think that's like my new normal, right? And then you'll just have that one go where everything just clicks. It's like your best run of the day. And literally what you guys are seeing right now is probably like the longest run of the day, right? And it takes a lot of strategy. Guys, your health starts at 100 and it really does not go up at all. The fortune cards are pretty much randomized to my knowledge. If there was a faster way to get fortune cards, I would get them, but it seems like it's not like locked to a specific region on the jack-o'-lantern. I have no clue. It just shows up randomly, right? I think I've got to research into it. I've definitely got to look it up. I've got to Google it. I've just got to see what's going on, how they appear, because the fortune cards are tied to your health, right? And you got to get your health bar back up, right? You can't pick up health any other way, right? So it's literally just a survival mode, right? There's different modes in the game, right? But this is the most popular mode, obviously, because it's cool. It's randomized, right? It's unique, right? You don't know what you're going to get in the fortune cards. You don't know what... Well, you do have an idea of what weapons... There are weapons, right? Your run-of-the-mill weapons, right? So right here, you're seeing my enemies killed 46, right? So this was another trial run that you guys are seeing, and now you're seeing I want to believe like the longest run I did today, right? So yeah, definitely needed the palette cleanser, and this is definitely a palette cleanser where you don't really have to think. There's minimal investment in terms of like brain power, right? Although you do have to have some sense of reflex action going on, right? You have to make sure your reflexes are firing correctly, and you do have to make sure that you have a decent enough strategy in terms of like when you're picking up your coins and what weapons to choose. So you have to have some layer of familiarity with the game, right? You have to be familiar just a little bit, not too much, right? Because a lot of the weapons deal out damage, but some of them deal out better amounts of damage than others, right? So yeah, there you go, right? So like today, like really, guys, I'm just shooting it with you guys, right? And I'm just telling you, like, after today, like I was grinding since I want to say like last week Thursday in FIFA 23, right, on the RTG, right? And the pulls were just absolutely terrible. There were some of the worst pulls, right, for the gambles, right, that we were doing. We were doing gamble-esque SBCs, right, for the non-FIFA 23 or FUT related community. Guys, that's what we were doing on the channel. You can check the most recent FIFA 23 video and you'll get an idea. So yeah, guys, I started that grind like I want to say like last week, Wednesday or Thursday. And I took like not a huge L, I took an L on Friday, then from Friday into the weekend up to today's release of the video, which is basically, that's what you're seeing, right? Everything from last week Wednesday to today, right? Yeah, I took like the biggest L. I took the biggest L today, right? And it's just like, oh, right? And you just want to scream. You want to scream. Like at that point, you don't want to think about anything anymore. You just want to shoot up some jack-o'-lanterns. That's it. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to think about anything else. The only thing I want to do, actually, I want to just binge some horror movies, right? It's been a while because you get into such a, I think I mentioned this. If you guys are like not new to the, if you guys are like if you aren't new to the channel, you guys already know, I've stated this, when you get into like the rhythm of producing content, you don't really get to consume content, right? So it kind of sucks, right? And like when you go to sit down, you're actually just really tired because the majority of the day you're just like sitting down in one place and you're grinding your life away, and it's not fun, right? So you have to have some, I have to have some discipline, right? I have to reinstate some discipline. I am, right? But I just need like a breather. I need like a massive breather from FIFA 23, right? And I'm telling you guys, easiest pallet cleanser you're seeing right now, right? We're just shooting the hell out of these guys, right? And we're moving around. Still at health, my health is still at 105. Can you believe that? Right? That's a really, really tight run, right? And this game is much, much harder. And you guys are gonna be thinking, why is he not firing off the ammo faster, right? The fire rate on the weapon, right? Well, it's actually locked, right? Because I don't know if I doubt you guys will know this because it's such a niche game. But if you pick it up, it's only like $2, right? It's not an ad. Obviously, it's not an ad. I'm just telling you. I picked it up on the PlayStation Network for like $2 and change. It was like under $5. I don't know what it's going for now, right? So I literally just got it. Like I got it. I set it aside for a little while, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let me save it for a rainy day. Let me give it a shot on a rainy day. And like the initial go, I was like, pretty underwhelming, right? But then I was like, if you fit things, if things seem odd, if things ever seem odd or out of place, the good thing is to like fit it in where it feels right contextually, right? From a contextual standpoint, and how you frame it in your head mentally, right? It's like a little framing trick. So I was like, okay, you know what? This belongs in the category of, you know, just like chill out mode, right? So like it's like not taking anything too seriously mode, right? Like when you get into that mode, that kind of like feeling, right? Just jump into the game and treat it as that, right? Where it doesn't require that much effort or intensity or strategy, or you know, you have to follow a set narrative or storyline. It's literally, you're just, I said this in the last episode, you literally just have to go on. It's like the dude, where's my car of video games, right? It's like it falls into like that kind of category where you're literally just chilling, right? Same thing with like Call of Duty, like if you just like jump into like one randomized match, but even that becomes like hyper competitive. And even now, like I stated this in the previous video as well, right? Even now, like the purpose of this is to survive, right? It's literally just to survive for as long as you possibly can, right? My health is at 50, right? So I'm trying, guys. I am trying. I've got 17,650 points at this point, right? And I'm shooting pretty good. I'm shooting good, right? My strategy is like paying off, and I'm doing a lot of strafing, right? But like the fire rate on the weapons, and like it's pretty low, right? And it's underpowered. My health is at 30 right now, and I'm like trying to like think, how did I, right? Because this is like, I think, the best run of the day that you guys are gonna see, right? So the fire rate's low. I've got a ton of coinage. Your fire rate is now 10% faster, right? So the fortune cards do help. My health is now at 20, right? I've got 13,450 coins, right? And every time you kill these guys, right, you do pick up a hefty amount of coinage, right? Sometimes, right, the fortune cards will it'll make you pick up less in terms of coinage. Sometimes it's 10% more, right? Sometimes it's the fog it messes with. Sometimes it's the health. Sometimes it's the running, right? There's all little power ups and like power downs, right? That's a phrase that you don't really hear, but yeah, like sometimes I'm like wondering, 20% less range for the coin, right? So you got to get closer to the coins, right? And sometimes it sucks, right? So I'm at 20 with the health, and how am I shooting as good as I'm shooting? Like, that's what I'm trying to like figure out. Like, why was this run so special? Where am I shooting them that, you know, like it's either the head or the groin. I feel like the groin is like a soft spot for the enemy as well, right? I'm gonna have to figure it out, but it's literally when I get this weapon, right? I don't know if it's a grenade launcher. I think it's a grenade launcher, right? It's either a grenade or a rocket launcher, right? And I picked that up. I believe it's a grenade launcher, right? Sometimes I pick up the rocket launcher too, right? But I haven't been able to find the rocket launcher in more recent attempts, right? So my health is at 25, right? And I'm just shooting off. Now my health's at 15 because there's a blast radius where you can incur the damage, right? If you're not careful, right? So not too smart on my end, right? But guys, I'm shooting good. But the enemies, they just keep coming, right? And we get a fortune card, 20% less ammo. That sucks, right? We've got a lot of coinage, right? And I believe we're coming on the end of this video soon, right? So guys, likes, comments, subscription, notification bell, they all help keep the channel going, right? Halfway to Halloween is almost here. Round number 2 in Bones of Halloween, right? My health's at a 20, so I've been shooting like crazy, but I think I just incur some like last minute death, right, where I wasn't paying attention. Yep, it's like right there. Bam. End. 95, guys. Can you guys do better? Give it a shot. $2. Peace, love, all the blessings to you.